So when talking about biodigesters, I like to always compare it to a beast of some kind. So here in the United States, it's very appropriate to talk about dragons because dragons breathe fire. But in Haiti, at first Rose and I had this discussion. I was like, well, what about cows? And Rose said, well, the cows, they just free range and eat grass. So that doesn't make sense if you're feeding food waste to a cow. And so that's where we settled on the pig, because a lot of the farm animals in Haiti just basically free range and eat grass, but the pig is the one that you feed. So that's where we went with the bio pig, and going with all that information, that art that the farmer knows as far as like caring for a live animal, giving it just the right kind of food and feeding it just the right amount of food was very important to reconnect everybody to, because it wasn't enough just to build a biodigester, because we found that if our biodigesters out in the field were to get sick and go acid, it was our fault, because we did not impart this basic understanding to people that these biodigesters are living things and they're not a machine that you can just feed a bunch of grass to and expect it to survive. We actually have to be caregivers of these, our charges. So, with that, we also talked a lot about self-discovery questions during the class. So we had this wonderful, liquid fertilizer from the biodigester at Heart in Haiti. I was at Heart in Haiti in 2015 on New Year's Day building a 1 cubic meter system. And it was so special because we took that liquid fertilizer from that system to inoculate the digester at the university. And I remember standing in the class and I asked the question, like, well, what do you do if you feel sick? And the first said, we drink tea. And I held up that container and said, yes, this is tea for your biodigester. And I said, well, what else do you do? Do you keep eating and eating and eating if you're, throwing up? And they go, no. I'm like, what do? You stop. And what else might you do? Oh, I might take a rest. I'm like, yes, you take a rest. And then finally, well, once you start feeling better, what do you do then? Do you eat a lot or do you eat a little bit? And all of those answers came very readily. And I said, see, you know how to do this. And that just really made them puff up and feel so confident and competent. So that starting point is just so critical when then going into doing something more technical. So my students now confident, competent, so that when I go to do something technical, such as retrofitting a stove or building a stove out of a coffee can, it is something that they feel like they are capable of doing. So right now they have a Coleman stove that we retrofitted on site for being a biogas stove, because it was a propane Coleman stove. And then we made, on the right, you'll see the coffee can stove. And so we are hoping to convert one of our commercial stoves really soon as they build up enough capacity. Gas storage, there's the floating gas system that you saw, and another one of our students with the biogas bag, and Rose had done a great job at explaining why we need that both-and approach, so we can reserve our biogas for at night when we don't have the sun. And this is something I'd like to talk a little bit about, is really what steps we took to make sure that those understanding goals were met and that those technical skills were in place. So as part of our class, what we did is we had a written test that the students had to answer questions in order to get their certification. And those questions included, like, what were the parts of a biodigester, how do you start a biodigester, how do you care for a biodigester, and we went through more questions with the students as well. And the most critical part, I think, to any program is the feedback that you get from your students. And so the specific questions I asked was what worked, what didn't work, and what would they like to see better. For what worked, they really were completely satisfied with the class. They thought the information was very important. What didn't work is they wanted lunch. And they wanted more time. We were only there for 3 days because I'm a teacher and speech pathologist, and so Rose and I, we both teach, so we only were able to go over Thanksgiving break. So they wanted more time to get this information. There was not enough time because this information was so important. And what could make it better? One of the most touching things that one of our students said, Rose, is that this is an emergency for Haiti.
Yes.
This needs to happen. Biogas and solar cooking for Haiti needs to happen, and we need to keep working at this until it comes to fruition. And that was sentiment that was shared with many of our students. And they want this.
They can't wait to be.
They can't wait. And this is our graduating class. We had 69 students get their certificate. And you can see in the middle the biogas stove. And I remember each of those faces. It's Peter. He's the president of the Nuevo Biogas program. He's in the yellow shirt right there, dead center in the middle, like behind the flame. And Johnny is on the right. Johnny, everybody calls him boss.
Oh, Johnny, I think he's a plumber.
He's really important because he's boss.
He knows,
Yes. So very, very proud, and you see them all doing their biogas sign because they all know it. They all know the design. So ongoing support, this is what else makes our program really special, and we could not be doing this without support from PPAF, is we're providing like educational videos on how to test for leaks in your biogas storage system. Father Harold and Peter, who are going to be coming to our biogas training site at Rosebud, and they're also going to be visiting ECHO and learning about the agricultural program there for future partnerships with the university. And with PPAF, KDCK, and Heart in Haiti, we put together a wonderful YouTube video that is in Haitian Creole that goes step by step on how to build our open source design in Haiti. So, with that, there's just so much potential that I see for University of Notre Dame and for Heart in Haiti as well, doing this both-and approach with solar cookers, and also thinking about agriculture and energy together as one complete unit moving forward. Kathy Puffer with Solar Cities. You can see us on our website as solarcities.solutions. And I do design for our biodigesters, and I also lead the charge right now with our global biogas education curriculum, which we are continuing to develop with every single project that we do. So I always love to hear people's feedback and what other educational resources and curriculum everybody else is using. Thank you.